from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. It's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the New England Patriots taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
It is clear, but it is cold here today as EA Sports takes us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Buffalo Bills. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. The Patriot offense ready for their first drive, led by Mac Jones, the Heisman Trophy finalist and 15th overall selection this spring from Alabama.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On the give, this is Harris. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Throwing Jones. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
.43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Now a run with Singletary. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can give the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. On play action, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Gabriel Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They hand this off to Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, these 2 teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 15 carries, 66 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now Jones. That's swung out wide to Harris. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game of their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Jerry Hughes in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Myers. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Singletary trying the left side. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 19...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
On 4th down, on is the former Dolphin Matt Hawk to punt for Buffalo. Back deep for the Patriots, Gunnar Olszewski. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Patriots take over. Damian Harris and the Patriot offense ready to take over again. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable here from the 38. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Buffalo offense and Devin Singletary heading back out there. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gain there for the Bills.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On the handoff, running left, Singletary. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 73 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Singletary. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. It's the fullback. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Bass on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And it is now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
If he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Smith. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Buffalo offense and Devin Singletary heading back out there. And he's made it easy for us to put together a highlight package. Just wondering what he ate before this one started.
Let's include that in the package, right? Get the gourmet out here, figure it all out, and you're guaranteed he'll do that going forward as well, because with a game like this, you don't want to change things too much. Oh, yeah, you also want to continue to get that great blocking he's received today, too.
Yeah. Kudos to the guys up front indeed. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On second down and 4. Allen firing quickly here, and that's complete. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Allen now on first down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And again, it's Allen. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it is the Jets who have the lead in the second quarter. Corey Davis, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And that game all tied up as they host the visiting Giants. In the game you're watching, it was Josh Allen who was on target in that first half. His guys have just about put this one on ice already. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And now, hang tight, we pause for an injury to the wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, who is yet to hop back on his feet. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Allen out to the left. He's got his tight end Knox. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 36. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Singletary here running out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Here's Singletary. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And when they called that play, I'm not sure they expected it to go all the way to the end zone. Nice little reward, though.
Without a doubt, and sometimes I think the offensive line gets a little bit more inspiration when they know that guy's going to get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often. They want to reward him for all that good blocking he does as well.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Stevenson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones, and that is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
that is
by the time
one
we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
Allen off the play fake. And finding Emmanuel Sanders here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll throw out wide, complete to Sanders. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. The quick slant caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. They'll come out in the pistol. On second and goal, here's an option play left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he was unable to make the play himself on second down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on third down?
Allen now on third and goal. Touchdown, Bills. It's complete. Emmanuel Sanders with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills are moving closer to a 15-0 record as they extend their lead here. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Here's Jones on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing again. Jones. Open man right side, Myers. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it. When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll look to throw again. Setting up a screen for Stevenson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's third and long. Jones now throwing on third and long. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And Folks' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. On the give, this is their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Allen going to give to Singletary on the option. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Throwing is Allen on third. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On the counter, this is Singletary. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Buffalo, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for New England, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.